Hey everybody, John Skiba here from the Arizona Consumer Law Group. And in today's video, I'm going to answer the question of if you file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, are you going to lose your tax refund? Now, before I dive into the substance of this, I need you to understand that this relates to people who are filing bankruptcy in the state where I practice law, which is the state of Arizona. And each state is a little bit different because there are different exemption laws that protect your assets as you go through bankruptcy. So the information I'm giving you today relates specifically to Arizona. It's also going to specifically relate to Chapter 7 bankruptcy filings. I'm not going to talk about Chapter 13, Chapter 11, anything like that. This is Arizona, Chapter 7s. And in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, as far as answering the question, are you going to lose your tax refund? The answer is probably. Maybe not all of it, but you're going to lose probably a portion of it. Let me show you how this works. So if you file in the beginning of the year, which is when a lot of people file for bankruptcy because they're getting tax refunds, they use that to pay for the legal fees and the court fees. If you file in the beginning part of the year, say between January and April, if you file your taxes, if you get your refund, and if you use the refund, if you spend it on whatever it is you need to spend it on, household goods, medical, dental, you could hire an attorney with it. If you spend those funds and then you file for bankruptcy, you're not going to have to turn any of those, any of that tax refund over. However, if you file for bankruptcy and then you get your tax refund, so for instance, let's say you file for bankruptcy in February and then you get a tax refund in April, you're going to have to turn the entire thing over. You're going to lose it all. They're going to take those funds and they're going to distribute them to your creditors. Now, it's a little bit different once we get after April. After the deadline is passed for you to file your tax returns, if you get a tax refund the following year, so let's say I'm filing for bankruptcy in August of 2019, then what their court's going to look to, or the trustee specifically is going to look to, is what type of refund you get next year in 2020. And then they'll take a portion of it based upon the time of year that you filed. So for example, you file a bankruptcy, Chapter 7 here in Arizona in August of 2019. They're going to take 8/12 because you are in the 8th month of the year out of 12 months. That equals roughly 66%. So they're going to take 66% of your refund next spring when you file your taxes in 2020. So the short of it is, if you file early on in the year, you need to get your taxes filed, get your refund, and use those funds. It's good to talk to an attorney ahead of time so that you know what kind of things you can use them on. For instance, like you don't want to pay family members back if you owe family members money, because that can cause some other problems in your bankruptcy. So it's good to have some advice as you're considering how to use those funds appropriately. So you file the taxes, you get the refund, you use the money, and then you file for bankruptcy. You're generally not going to have to turn anything over. However, if you file a bankruptcy after April of the year, you're likely going to lose a portion of it based upon the time of year that you file. So if you file your case in June of 2019, then you're going to have to turn over roughly half of your tax refund in 2020 because you filed at the mid-year point. Or as in my prior example, if you file your bankruptcy in August of 2019, that's 8 months into the year. So in 2020, when you file your taxes, if you get a refund, you're going to have to turn over 66% or 8/12 of the refund that you received. So I know that could be a little bit tricky and a little bit complicated. The short answer is, though, you are likely going to lose some or all of your tax refund for just that 1 year in a Chapter 7 case. There is no exemption for that, at least as I'm recording this in 2019. There's no exemption for that in the state of Arizona. So you're going to lose a portion of your tax refund. If you have any other questions or you want to learn more about the bankruptcy process, I do offer a free consultation. You can head on over to my website at consumerwarrior.com. That's consumerwarrior.com. I offer a free consult where we can go over all these questions and more that you may have about how you can get out of debt once and for all. Thanks for watching.